Our team at Eton Fine Arts is excited to be revealing Mark Davies' brand new Dirty Dancing inspired artwork, The Time of My Life. Just one of 7 new pieces available to order now from the Lost in Hollywood 3 collection. Here is Mark to give us a tour of the artwork and show us some of the amazing hidden references.
So this is a really beautiful piece called The Time of My Life, inspired by Dirty Dancing. A quirky film from the 80s. It's the idea was to do something really different, to get a really balanced collection, and it's again inspired by this concept of the character coming back to reminisce about the memories that they have from that particular emotion. So it's totally changed with the fact that the main character, Patrick Swayze, passed away several years back. So that took the piece to somewhere completely different. And for me, it was always going to be about the lift. It was such an iconic part of the film and such a beautiful image. So that could have been the piece in itself, just focused purely on that. But I wanted to do something completely different. So that was just a small part of the image, but a massive part of it, if that makes sense. So you see is the point where the characters have gone back down to the lake to practice. So you see Johnny's car just in the shadows of the wood. It's any way that I can shoehorn a car into it, but it's something really cool about that, just poking out. There's a dark element to the film in places, which is why I think the wood works really nicely in complete contrast to that really beautiful, dramatic, piercing light that's coming through, which I think once you know the underlying concept of what I've tried to do with it, I think it makes it even more powerful. You see the subtle details of the falling feathers and the dove. It's really pretty. But the film is really quirky, and the great thing is when you're watching the film again and making notes, is that you're writing down all these little lines that might be really small, these tiny little details, but you try and bring it into the piece in quite a big way. So something that might be a really small detail becomes a really big part of the image. I'll leave you to figure that out. But for example, the hen that was given as a prize at Kellerman's, and it's something that just might have been on screen for a split second, but then becomes a real big part of the scene for you to understand and try and figure out what the hell it's doing in there. But going through, you've then got the watermelon detail at the point where baby's carrying the melons in and she's embarrassed, and if you look closely, it says "fuck my life." And it's done not to be aggressive, but it was done because it's born out of frustration, because she's obviously humiliated because she's trying to create a good impression. It's just a funny little detail. But there is a lot to seek out. It was one where it was the overriding impact, I think, of that scene, that sheer beauty, and having that lovely concept of recognition to such an iconic actor's passing. Just for someone that so many people do, that you can think back to when things were very different and relive that, amplify all those memories. Just really lovely to do. So that's The Time of My Life.